righty. Next game, Saints and Falcons being played in New Orleans. Now, this game is a little bit different because Jameis isn't playing.
Yeah.
He's out for the year. Torn ACL. So Trevor Siemian is going to be the guy. Taysom Hill is
active. It's supposed to be active.
Yeah. So we're probably going to see him mixed in there a lot more.
Did they announce Siemian as the starter?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
Now, Simeon's an okay backup quarterback, but he's not one of those guys that you want to be out there starting for very many games.
No, and he has tape on him that shows him as a starter. It's not like being a guy who just randomly comes in. There's tape on Siemian.
And the Falcons have slowly been looking better. Now, I don't think they're a good team, but I think that they are starting to mesh a little bit better. You're seeing, Ryan is a former really, really good quarterback, and he still has a little bit of that in him, but he is decrepit. But Kyle Pitts is actually coming into his own as well. Cordero Patterson is still looking awesome for them. Now, there is one thing that I'm going to bring up here, and that's Calvin Ridley. All right.
Yeah.
I think we need to, because we talked about mental health stuff. Now, for those of you who may or may not know, Calvin Ridley is out now for 3 weeks at a minimum, but he has stepped away from football, at least for the time being, to focus on his mental health. For the most part, people have been supportive of this, of like, hey, take your time, get yourself right. That's good. On the flip side, we have Simone Biles, who, and we were talking about her with the Olympics, she caught a lot of heat, right? I think that's some bullshit. Now, obviously, we were supportive of her on the show, but she caught way more heat than Calvin Ridley has. I don't know if that's some sort of a weird sexist bullshit or whatever, but look, we need to allow people who want to take charge of their mental health to have the, ability to do that without having some sort of recourse against them. The one thing that I wanted to bring up with this, though, which was kind of upsetting to me, maybe I saved this. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. Oh, yep, definitely. So Marcellus Wiley.
Oh.
All right, former NFL player.
No, I know who the fuck he is. He hates.
He's been quoted saying, NFL is not the job for the physically weak nor the mentally weak. Hashtag Darwinism, and then in parentheses, but there's always work at the post office, with a little winky face. All right. And then Darius Leonard, premier linebacker for the Colts, came out and said, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard regarding mental health and what guys are going through. Dude, just shut the fuck up. I stand on what I say about mental health. Y'all don't know what people are going through, and not all people know how to control their mental. All right. Marcellus Wiley.
Did he clap back again? Okay, thank God.
Just an ignorant fucking statement.
Yeah. So, in terms of the comparisons with the NFL player and the female Olympian, I think people get a little heated because it's the Olympics. It's not just my player versus your player. It's our country, right? So people get passionate. Still doesn't make it right that Simone caught so much shit, but people are giving slack in other areas, and because it's not just the NFL. Kevin Love has been very vocal about dealing with mental health issues. This is supposed to be something fun, right? Doing the show. Every 3-4 weeks, we're talking about somebody having something going on mentally, and some asshole
has a piss fucking poor take.
Yeah, like I don't understand why this has become such a fucking hot button issue where now these people are mentally weak. They're soft. Go fucking work at Walmart. Like this is bullshit. And this, I'm very passionate about this. I have family members that deal with mental health. This is a very real thing.
Look, at some point
in my life that I deal with.
We all have mental health stuff. It's been in the past a thing where it's just suck it up, buttercup, and get through it. But as we are evolving as a society, we are recognizing that people have emotional and mental health issues.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be stigmatized. Like, we should support the people who have those issues. We should embrace them getting healthy and better. I mean, it's led to addictions and stuff like that from drugs and things like that, which, we're finding is not the way to go. Obviously, if you need medication, you go for it, but like, it's caused like opioid crises and things like that, and all these
massive opioid crisis in this country.
If someone is taking the steps in order to get themselves better, we should be supportive of that. As veterans, mental health is a big deal, at least to me, and I'm sure to you.
It is to me, not only as a veteran, in my family as well. I have a sibling that deals with mental health issues. This is not like every one-off person has some issues. This is a real problem, and we have got to talk about this problem. If we continue
to talk about epidemics and stuff in the U.S. with coronavirus, let's talk about mental health. How many people do we lose every year because they are taking a way out because of mental health issues with suicide? If Calvin Ridley taking a couple weeks or the rest of his career off
keeps him alive and keeps him in the right mental state, then fucking do it. Yeah. Now listen, I have Calvin Ridley on multiple fantasy teams. I don't care how much fucking time he misses. I don't care. I'm not going to go on like, oh, you got to be out there and play it. I don't give a fuck. Take care of yourself, man. This is not a small issue. We got to stop talking about mental health like it's this person has a fucking problem. This is not somebody who is choosing to do these things. This is something that is happening to them, and we need to be supportive of these people as they try to get themselves right, get themselves back. I don't like Marcellus Wiley. He's a fucking asshole. And that is old school football. He is an old school football player. I understand where he's coming from, like why he has that. But you have to learn. You have to grow. You have to evolve as a fucking person.
Especially when you are in the national media spotlight.
Yes.
Like, it's expected for you. Like, maybe if he added some context to this was my era and we need to switch or something like that, then it makes sense. But that quote wasn't taken out of context.
No, that was direct quote, and he was basically calling him soft.
Yeah. Which, if I'm Calvin Ridley, I don't give a fuck at that point. Fuck that guy. Yeah. Obviously, he's got a lot of people supporting him.
And honestly,
a lot of players from different teams, a lot of players and professional athletes from different sports are coming out and supporting him. Like, and not that we fucking matter at all, but you've got our support,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's silly.
We matter a little bit to about 300-ish some people right now.
Right. But I mean, it's just ignorant for Wiley to come out and say something like that. It's not like he didn't know that this news story was going to come up on his show. He should have had a better take on it. He just should have had a better take on it. It's ignorant and it's disrespectful. But that's the little piece I want to get into since we're talking about the Saints here.
And I appreciate you bringing it up, man, because that is an important issue to talk about.
It's frustrating. I'm more frustrated about that than I am about the Aaron Rodgers thing because I just don't want to talk about fucking Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. But anyways, Saints and Falcons in this game. New Orleans -6 is the line right now. Mm-hmm. I've got the Falcons winning this one.
So I went back and forth with the change of quarterback. I think it's going to maybe open up some things because I think we see Taysom Hill a lot more than we think we're going to see. Trevor Siemian is Trevor Siemian. There's going to be some gadget things. I think we see a backfield with Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, and Taysom Hill. And I think they can really do some interesting things with that big brain of fucking Sean Payton's. I have the Saints in this game because I think we will see Taysom Hill quite a bit.
Yeah, I could almost see a 50% share or close to a 50% share of him actually getting the snaps. But even so like I said, line is New Orleans -6. I'm definitely taking the line for the Falcons, but I think that they actually could win this one outright. Like I said, things are starting to click a little bit more in their offense. Their defense is still pretty much trash.
And that's why I like that dynamic of
while the Saints are figuring things out, I think that they got a shot to actually win this one outright. Now, of note, I remember said Kyle Pitts is starting to fit into the game, get into his own here a little bit.
He looks like a stud.
All right. So you typically think of your very good tight ends at the end of the year getting roughly how many yards receiving?
If I have a really good tight end, he is.
I'm not talking like one of the top 2 or 3 elite.
If he is really good, he is almost to 1,000. He's not over 1,000. Really good tight ends get somewhere in that 700 to 900 range.
Right. Okay. So we are in going into week 9 right now of an 8-week season. All right. So Kyle Pitts, and he started off slow. He's got 33 receptions for 484 yards and a touchdown. All right. The one touchdown, that sucks. You'd like to see more, especially from a tight end, but he's already at 484 yards halfway through our season. As a rookie tight ends usually don't perform that well. And starting off slow, he's already kind of like halfway to that litmus mark for me of being considered one of those top end tight ends. Maybe not elite yet, but if this guy gets 800, 900 yards this year and his stock is only climbing right now, I think you're actually seeing why he was taken so early in this draft.
Yeah, he's an absolute fucking weapon. I think that Atlanta is improving. Now, the -6 for the Saints is quite a big margin considering they just lost their starting quarterback.
Sean Payton does well with his backups, though.
I think
statistically he does well with them.
I think there is a chance that they cover. Am I confident about a cover? Not at all. Because I'm not confident in Trevor Siemian, and I'm not confident in Taysom throwing the ball down the field, which part of this offense is kind of predicated on, to loosen up that defense. So Kamara and whoever the hell else they have it back, now Mark Ingram, can kind of eat a little bit. I got the Saints on the win. The cover, I'm not sure. I'm a little wishy-washy on it right now. Trying to see what I decided on my bet, because I did place the full slate of games parlay, trying to make $43,000. That way, if I lose my job, it's not so bad.
That would, all of us would take that, but yeah, definitely for you, I'm hoping for the best there.
I appreciate that, but